matters. You made it. Now go out there, see if you can find the upset if you're a Cringe Society fan.
See how they start off. And, you know, like you were saying, Canberra Havoc looking pretty good yesterday, but can they string that together early on and force Cringe Society to give them that respect on the pitch? Right now, Jules pushes it back over to the corner, but this won't be a play for Cringe.
Oh, this is going to get awkward. They're going to be forced to try and just chase the ball here. Jules doing a nice job slowing pace of play down there. Snowy was a little hesitant to move up and get aggressive there in the midfield, but they catch Deca, the only one in the backfield. Snowy wants the demo. He's going to dodge it. Tango's going to need a little help to put this one in. And again, Canberra Havoc taking their time, it would seem, to start the ball rolling, seeing what they're up against.
And Tango coming in as well, not trying to get too antsy to move down the field. Just try to control, try to make it to each next challenge, and they have so far. Snowy gets a clean, or not clean, but a solid challenge down the field. Snowy gets the demo, giving Vortex the space off the ceiling. Trying to make it awkward for Deca, but Deca is not phased. The Cringe Society get the clear.
Nice touch from Tango off the backboard as well, not giving much time to Cringe Society at all on the offensive side of things.
Drippe able to play it back out to the side, but Canberra Havoc in the opening minute and a half, it's started about as neutral as it could. And another solid challenge for Vortex will get them out of another.
Keep finding those hard clears coming off that wall, be it through the challenge or just a power shot, and they catch Jules sleeping. He's thankful that that touch from Tango was off the mark. He was not in position to handle that at all. Had to let it go by, and good thing for them. Tango missed the wide one. Drippe taken away by Vortex off the blue back wall.
Well, Tango happy that bounced right to Snowy. And Vortex caught him off the crossbar and out. Unfortunate, that ripper was just a little too much.
And that transition game from Canberra Havoc, strong as ever. Only problem is, got to put the ball in between the posts, and to be honest, if you're Cringe Society, you might have to start leaving someone a little bit deeper back, because you've given up a couple of big opportunities back the other way, and it's really just good fortune they haven't gone into your own net.
Yeah, they haven't had consistent success in the challenge game, and they haven't threatened it all on net, or halfway through Achieves, and Cringe Society have 0 shots. Vortex, does he get the clean? The read? No, Snowy shots blocked, though, by Jules. It'll be swept back around by Tango. Drippe able to take that ball back out to midfield. Cringe Society might get their first shot here. Drippe slips it underneath. Deca gets over, and it's off the crossbar. Tango picked up the save. Vortex gets the follow-up, but the come back from Deca is a little too strong, and Jules gets the challenge out, but Cringe Society can't find the net again.
And now it feels like they're stretching a little too hard there on offense, and wisely they do all indeed retreat after a pretty good push. That was really what you wanted to see. Started to get out in front of those challenges. Unfortunately, they just didn't have the rotation in place, the positioning to continue to bring solid challenge after solid challenge. It became more about keep away than it was about putting together a good shot on target. And now with that boost steal in the corner, now they're trying to set up that stability in the midfield with the pass to Drippe. He's going to stretch for this one. Not going to be able to turn it in, though.
Love the idea, though. I love that you go for it. Cringe Society trying to pick up the pace. Still only 1 shot on net. Despite all of that, just now they hadn't even registered here. Drippe gets the down. Deca can't get in front of it. He got the jump off the post and in. Oh.
Drippe had to go get it. A tough one to handle for Deca as well, with the challenge from Vortex coming through. Still able to get just enough on it. Getting a little bit of a favorable hop from the post, bouncing back in towards the net, and finally catching Canberra Havoc out of position.
Just from the way Deca had his car turned, I did not think that he was going to get that goal. And somehow he stays in front of it as Snowy tried to find it. Tango gets a wide angle. It's off the post. Jules tries to throw it in front, and Vortex will buy some time. Tango gets chipped off the ball, and Jules trying to take back control, but every option covered by Canberra Havoc is thrown back over their heads. Vortex plays it back to the corner.
There was pandemonium there for a moment on that orange side. A lot of opportunities with demos, and each team trading blows, throwing the person that could make the big play off the line. And Deca just trying to punt there and waste time off the clock. Good move with 30 seconds past the Drippe, met by Tango. Excellent defense. Snowy and Vortex both realize they're beat. Jules trying to waste even more time. Snowy needs a clear here. Big miss from Drippe. Gives Deca an opportunity at it, and that's the respect from Canberra Havoc. They're thinking Cringe Society is going to make these touches, and they're not in position to capitalize when they miss.
Whoa, Deca able to grab that ball quickly. Canberra Havoc trying to threaten, but that touch from Vortex is not going to help. And now Snowy has to push it back from his own back wall. Vortex going to make up for lost time, but Drippe gets a solid clear. Nobody from Canberra Havoc can find it. Manfield belongs to Cringe Society.
There's one for Cringe Society, and what started off as kind of a lukewarm game for him, to be honest, developed quite nicely. It really just took one or two big challenges, and then after that, after they had to go back off and give a little bit of that ground back, they were able to come through, start stealing some boost, and keep that pressure going for that extended push, and able to turn in a goal because of it. So Cringe Society, it took you a moment to get back into it, but to be honest, still, I think this one definitely should have been in overtime. Canberra Havoc had their chances early, and then at the end, just dried up.
Oh, there was right there. Vortex's ripper off the crossbar. Could have changed the whole makeup of the game. Snowy shot blocked, and while the ideas were there for Canberra, but they weren't able to take advantage of those challenges, Achieves, that control that they were able to wrench from Cringe Society early on in the game. And if they can't win on those, well, Cringe Society might punish them every time.
Absolutely, but at the same coin, you do have to be careful, because again, it took them stealing boost to be able to have that stability out in the midfield, and that was something that they definitely didn't have at the start of the game, and they were finding themselves caught out. So everything in moderation, as I would like to think, and we'll see if Cringe Society continue to play a well-rounded game like the back half of game one.
Now, how do Canberra Havoc open up on Forbidden Temple? We'll have to contend with Deca and his flicks back down the field. Oh, and everyone crashes onto that ball. Vortex is left
unfair.
all alone, and no chance for Vortex. Cringe Society on the board.
He's just fighting for the ball, but Tango's just coming out of the net there with his teammate already headed for it. And Vortex is just thinking, like, I haven't had time to recover, guys. I need longer.
Come on, man. Come on.
Tried his best. Can't hold it all, though.
Not the kind of mistake you want to give up to Cringe Society, though, especially after what happened on Manfield when you were unable to take advantage of some clear opportunities on your challenges. You might get one here. Snowy can't get a good grab, but he got the ball. Oh, it saved off the post. Oh, wow. Another clean opportunity and no chance.
Well, Snowy made an excellent play there, and now he gets caught flipping out towards the corner. Oh, this is unlucky. Snowy here gets the block. He's got no boost. He sees his teammate rotating in behind him, so he's like, all right, cool, I'll head for the boost. But, oh, he doesn't realize that ball's just going to stalemate right there. And so he's not headed to support his teammate. To be honest, why should he? Just the perfect storm there for Cringe Society to jump on the train and get a second goal.
Mistakes continue to plague Canberra Havoc in the opening minute. And they're gonna need some sort of check here soon, because this is not getting it done in the blue half. A couple of challenges, but Cringe Society are starting to swarm in the blue half. Deca tries to push it back around, but again, Canberra Havoc are able to get the clear, and Snowy pushes it back to the orange half.
Ooh, again, he's up there trying to open the door for him on a couple of opportunities, and Cringe Society on defense has been able to cover up very nicely from those holes he's opening up. So gotta give credit to that Cringe Society defense, preventing some great follow-ups from the support players on Canberra Havoc.
They have grabbed control in midfield here, though. If they can keep making challenges like that happen, maybe they can break through this Cringe Society defense. But Drippe finds the gap. Snowy picks up the save. And more defense is in store for Canberra Havoc as Snowy gets a little bit of space. Flips it over Deca, but Drippe, he gets punched back to the corner, almost into position for Vortex, and he'll collect the boost off of it. Deca, another flick, but Snowy's there. He's not going to have the boost to challenge, so Drippe gets first look.
Ooh, missed the flip reset too. Vortex got a little fortunate there. Big win from Tango. One-on-one here with Deca, and Vortex not able to get all the way back around the ball. Had plenty of boost, but just no time to get centered behind it. And unfortunately, I'm not going to say that was really a clear-cut opportunity to put one on target, but that's one that they would like to have back, I think.
Oh, yeah, but Cringe Society, you're talking about a very clean game overall, especially on defense. These last few opportunities from Canberra Havoc, they haven't just stopped them in front of the net. In fact, they just limited their shot output to 2.
Ooh, Deca.
Deca gets the 3rd shot for Cringe Society, but it's no good, and Vortex gets the clear out.
They catch him on that 3-on-1 rotation back the other way. Muscles out in front, and he stalls it just enough to throw off the timing of the follow-up player behind him. And again, that defense going to turn it into a transition and make it 3-0. Jules scores from midfield.
Well, the orange net, there's just a giant stone in front of it. And it's all 3 players of Cringe Society. I don't know how they've kept out those last couple of shots, especially that last one, that last attempt. But every close attempt achieves, it feels like every time Canberra Havoc hit the post or the ball saved around the box, it turns into a transition goal.
Yeah. Oh, whoa, hang on. Okay. Again, Jules, great recognition there as that back man on a kind of an awkward scrum for everyone around the ball and just nobody electing to go for it. So good presence of mind, just knowing you got to get there at some point or another, and chose a good time to do it.
Jules will send this back downfield, but again, Canberra Havoc stuck here on defense, can't win a challenge. Just to give themselves some time, there is space. Vortex wants to challenge Jules, but he's all over him. And Tango working for another clear. All they can do is dump and chase, and there's not a lot of chasing right now for Canberra.
Not enough space really to exercise the dump and chase strategy right now. Here's the first bit of opportunity for Snowy to come out there, but lost command of that air dribble. Caught it way too hard off the wall and allowing Cringe Society right back into the mix. Shot back post off the mark, gonna bounce straight into the middle for Jules. Tango not able to get there in time. Again, just an unlucky bounce off that post, man.
He kicked Jules out of the way. Now he's just watching that ball bounce back into Jules. And if that's not, true karma for bumping him out of the net, well, I don't know what is, but Deca's got 3. Deca's got 3 assists on a playmaker, and it's not pretty right now for Canberra Havoc. And that's getting peppered.
I mean, it's not a bad kickoff. Vortex is actually in position there, but what are you gonna do?
The ball's made of lead, apparently.
Yeah, this is ball hits you, not you hit ball, and he just bounced right off.
Well, safe to say that Canberra Havoc would love to get off Forbidden Temple and move on to DFH. Maybe they can string together a couple of nice opportunities in the waning seconds, but that side flip from Vortex, thought it could maybe control it a little better, just side flipped.
Tough one here for Cringe Society. I don't know if the earlier opportunities that they had on net in this game would have made a difference, the overall score line, but one thing you absolutely can't take away is Cringe Society making big stop after big stop. That was some huge defensive poise and moxie. Get some of those goals out of the line of fire in some real tight situations, and definitely a deserving shutout here for them, to say the least.
Canberra are left scratching their heads now, Chiefs.
Timeouts are good here, I think. I really think you should take the timeout right now.
I think that I always think if you're down 0-2, that's the best time at a best of 7. I know that we kind of go through like a round table. All the casters mention it whenever we get to this day, and they're like, you never want to do it when you're down 0-3. But look, there's a reason for that. Like 0-2 is a much better time to take the timeout, in my opinion, Chiefs. I know you feel the same.
Yeah, you need that extra 5-minute buffer zone just in case some of your adjustments don't go well. And you also just need to remind yourselves that, okay, we're not playing bad. Like, we know we can put the ball into the net. We just haven't for 2 games. We've got some good opportunities, and it's just figuring out where that hiccup in rotation is coming in. Is it people being too far back? Is it people not having enough boost, and you need to change the timing of how you're approaching the offense when you catch it on transition? Do you need better first touches to buy that time? You have to give yourself, that 60, 90 seconds, however much you have in between games, to let yourself figure out, okay, what exactly do we need to improve upon here? And one way or the other, Canberra Havoc, they're like, nope, straight into it.
Lots of questions on the table for Canberra Havoc. What answers they give will unfold before us on DFH. Tango will get the first clear out. But Deca, who's looked really solid in the supporting role for Cringe Society during the match, got this push started. Jules pulls a beautiful pass off the back wall to Drippe, and he nailed it.
Drippe just racing for this one. He could see his teammate over there, and he just committed. I mean, it's tough to tell if he's going to get an uncontested dive out there, but he knew that his teammate headed back to that midfield line to go grab some boost, so he felt confident in the contingency plan and got aggressive and ended up being first to the ball for it.
Cringe Society starting right where they left off, and that's, well, for the last 2 games, 6 scoreless against Canberra Havoc. And I believe Canberra have only scored 1 goal overall in the set. Here might be another one from Deca, but he can't quite wrap around it. Tight angle.
Now you really just need to focus on ball control. Like right there, if you're Vortex, I think trapping the ball in that situation is the right play. And you see people jumping in that ball because they're not entirely sure where their opposition is. They don't know how much time they have. And it's the lack of field awareness that leads to people racing to a touch like that when they're not under any pressure and giving up an opportunity to really gain possession. As Vortex, now he's in charge of buying time on defense. Drippe in the one-on-one dribble, and oh, so close to getting it to safety, but Drippe gonna cut him down.
And I think that's why we were both saying that a timeout was needed for Canberra, because they do need that mental reset. When you're under duress, when there's no orange cars in your half, there's a problem, mentally that needs to be worked out. There has to be a way to settle the panic down and gain control.
Well,
of your own standing first on defense.
Yeah, and a lot of that stability really does come through communication from people further back in rotation. Because when you're the guy at the midfield line in that situation, if you're Vortex, right, you see that ball popping straight up above you, and you're thinking, I don't know if anyone's there. You're really relying on someone who's either back behind you or on the opposite end of the pitch that can see if other people are coming, and that's where they need to let you know you have time, or whatever communication you choose to give the impression that there's no need to rush here, and that's really what you need to see happening in terms of communication on teams.
Now Jules got the pass right back, and Snowy and Vortex are lucky it wasn't ripped towards the net. It still found its way there, and Tango gets the clear out. Snowy not close enough. That shows you how desperate they are for boost. Snowy can't get back to the challenge. He'll just opt for midfield boost and hope he can get the next challenge. Snowy gets the touch back out to the corner and will play it back over. But Canberra, they got out of the blue half. Can they put some shots on net? No, Deca gets in the way.
Ooh, Vortex, and look at Tango. He knows he needs to get back so he can let Vortex get aggressive there in the midfield and stop that transition before it can really gain any steam, and it allows Canberra having to equalize possession and at least get in a fight around the midfield for the ball.
Oh, Jules and Deca will move downfield. Snowy had to wait for it, but 3 cars connect before a blue car touches it. And Tango's forced to pick up the pieces here. Ooh. On the backside, Vortex got demoed, and he might just spawn in the perfect spot for Tango's pass. Tango rips it downfield to Snowy instead, and Snowy can't make contact. Drippe control from his own wall.
What a bomb from Tango, though. A much-needed reset button, and oh, unlucky. Drippe gonna demo him and put them right back on the defensive, and it's straight into the top left corner. Oh, you gotta be joking.
Oh, it always feels bad when that type of goal goes in, but it bounced off of his car. That's the most unfortunate. It wasn't just a pinch.
Oh, it's like the sad part is the supporting player. Like, he sees Tango caught sideways. He's like, okay, get in there, jam the challenge for him, because he's not going to have the time to reset. And he's so close to being on time. And it's just right off the headlight and straight into your own net. Oh, gosh.
Oh, so close, but too far for Canberra Havoc. Despite a couple of shots now, they haven't been able to keep it going. They haven't been able to pressure Cringe Society at all in the orange half. And even there, Jules just kicks it away, and Snowy has to make up for some lost time in the third and then ends up losing the challenge. Ooh, nice catch from Drippe. As much as we've been harping on Canberra Havoc and their misfortune, Cringe Society
This
are
is
playing.
a goal, right? It has to be.
Nope.
Oh my gosh. Of course it's not.
Like I said, misfortune for Canberra Havoc, and nothing but fortune for Cringe Society. I won't say nothing but fortune. That's definitely not true. They've played a clean game. In fact, I say it's very similar to how Renegades played theirs. You're not trying to do too much with the ball. You're giving what Canberra Havoc are giving you, and you're not trying to stretch it too much. You're not trying to risk what you don't need to.
Yeah, that's the value of having, 2-goal leads early on in the game. At that point, there's no need to take risks. Just make sure you don't get boost starved out or make a random double commit and leave yourself out of position somewhere. You really have the ability to hunker down early in a game and just make sure not to get too aggressive and throw away an opportunity just for the sake of trying to run up the score. And Cringe Society just was able to jump on a couple of opportunities that happened to come their way, and this one after the fact that they got that early lead.
Well, when the match is over, Canberra Havoc, we don't let you keep your timeout afterwards. So now's the time to use it. It has to be a tactical timeout here. You're down 3-0. And there it is. Timeout from Canberra Havoc. They will take a breather here, an extra 60 seconds. And just for my market sheaves, yeah.
They all immediately go to the chin stroke like, oh boy.
I mean, yes, the chin stroke is needed. Whatever helps massage your brain. Whatever helps you, reset the minds. You see laughter right there. Okay.
That's a good sign.
The laughing is good for sure. Oh,
someone got to run to the bathroom.
Yep. Get that done quickly.
Oh, never mind.
That was the quickest bathroom break I've ever seen.
I take it back.
Yeah.
But this
that might be a world record. But yeah, I want Canberra Havoc to settle down. It looks like they are. And just try to figure out how to get out of the blue half and be more aggressive with the challenge game. They just haven't figured it out.
Well, it's all coming down to, I feel like that first touch command that they're able to execute on it. I think if they really start getting that, in their fingers and execute it out on the pitch, things are going to start going a lot better for Canberra Havoc, at least in terms of not giving up too much space to their opposition. Because, yeah, Cringe Society is 100% locked in on that challenge game. I mean, they're the guys always in position. They've had early leads, except outside of game 1, in both games now, in 2 and 3. And they've really just been able to make sure, like, all right, you're getting set, we're coming for you. And when there's been that lapse, Canberra Havoc just hasn't had that command to really say, all right, it's our ball, we're the ones in control here, we're driving pace of play, you're going to have to respect us and what we can do. That's really the one thing that I think is going to help them out a lot. Because when you just feel so secure in that midfield like Cringe Society have been, and you're executing the one-on-ones and turning in some nice attempts on target, maybe the fluke off the sidewall off your opposition doesn't really count, but at that point they were already up 2-0. So Cringe Society, you just got to find, I would say if you're Cringe Society, don't change anything. Gonna have to see Canberra Havoc come and beat you. I think they've got exactly what they want going for them. And the ball is 100% in Canberra Havoc's court. You gotta come out and beat us, and it's gonna have to be through some inspired offense and execution that just has not quite been there this game.
Their extra time has now expired, and all bets are off on Utopia. Canberra Havoc, if they want to play, they gotta win this one. Jules kicks it back down. Snowy takes it away from him. Back in the orange corner, gets a boomer from Deca and sends it right back to the blue half. Oh, Vortex. That was almost a nasty dunk. And it was a solid transition, too. If they find a couple more of those, might be looking good for Canberra.
Well, it's the big dunk, but did you notice the problem immediately afterward? No one was actually there to jump on it or stop the transition in the midfield. That's the important thing. You can get the big key block and keep them on the orange half, but if you don't have that support system behind you to capitalize on, it's not going to make a difference. Snowy gets himself in a one-on-one, and Drippe with a little bit of a fake challenge there out in his own corner, doing an excellent job regaining possession, forcing Snowy to show his hand a little bit.
Well, it might be it still might be a plus for them because they didn't get immediately scored on after almost scoring, which that seems to never stop happening.
Happened a couple times
in the last 2 games. Yeah. I mean, it just speaks to, the transition issues that you were talking about and really issues downwards from there.
Is he right there from Vortex? He gets the ball down in the middle. It's actually going to work. No, it's not. Of course not. You know what? I was about to just say I don't understand why he hit it so hard, but it turned into a decent shot on target, so I'm going to shut up.
The best failed shots are great passes. The Snowy pass to himself off the ceiling. Nice catch. Flips it around. Drippe drills him off the ball, but Tango comes back in. And nothing happens for Canberra, but that happened for Vortex, and that's his second registered shot on net, but just nothing on target, or nothing on the target, rather.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, Deca. That's a nice challenge, a nice win on the read, and a nice goal.
Wow. Yeah, Vortex is out there trying to steal boost, maybe get a demo on the goal line. Snowy's the guy in the midfield, and he's just caught jumping a little too early at the challenge, and Tango, I think, was right behind him. In the same side of the pitch, so it's a breakdown in positioning for that third man right there. He's got to be covering the opposite side because Deca just won 1 challenge and was by everybody.
Now Drippe gets a look. Wanted Jules, but Jules pulling off the play as soon as he realized every option was covered. Canberra in a much better spot, despite being down. As earlier on, things were just not going their way, with balls just careening by all 3 players. Too much pressure on net. This has been a little better, but they got to defend Jules, and they do so excellently. Tango gets a nice clear. Drippe couldn't find a touch. He's still got a full tank of boost here. Vortex sends it up, and Snowy's denied! Right, again by Deca, and Deca gets the clear again. Snowy's forced back to the corner.
And Vortex has been putting great touches out into the middle here, especially on this particular map. See if he can continue to get those out in the middle. One of them's got to drop eventually, right? It has to, right? They can't keep saving everything.
I mean, they only got a minute 35. They very well could. They have on every map so far. Vortex pops it back out to the side. Maybe this is where it cracks for Cringe Society as Deca plays it right back. Nope. No control lost. No transition lost. Drippe gets the pass out. Deca. Oh, jumped right over Snowy. And that's the idea. The ideas are there. They get step 1, they get step 2.
Oh,
they can
mama!
never find step 3. Drippe gets the second.
Oh, hello, Drippe. He's just casually chilling. Says, wait, Jules has an uncontested ball. Sick. I'll be there. Oh, what a shot. Spiked it into the top right corner.
Those transitions are just way too fast. They can't handle them every time. They're stunned. Every time the transition happens, they're like, oh, Drippe's in midfield. Oh, Jules just like flung it up, and nobody's ever ready for it, as if this hasn't happened for 4 straight games. Tango, shot on target, and Drippe takes it away again. He will not let them through. Stones, they're on the net.
Just hoping that something finds its way through there. Jules wants a double tap, and he's going to capitalize on a missed chance. Deca trying to jam one through. Snowy has an opportunity to keep the deficit to 2. He will succeed, and you need something right now if you're Canberra Havoc. Jules trying to put him on ice, and great save from Vortex.
Snowy going to let it drop for Vortex, but no transition is met without its struggles for Canberra Havoc. In fact, they won't even get one. Drippe kicked off the ball, but Jules is there to follow. Drippe kicks it back to the side. Jules squares up, and it's saved off the post by Vortex. Snowy, breakaway opportunity. Pop up off the ground, taken away by Deca. Tango flips back, off the back wall. Vortex too slow. Drippe too fast. Cringe Society all over the pitch. Cringe Society taking over this quarterfinal.
It all depended on that touch off the wall. Did it have the pace to get away from Drippe? Only problem was Drippe could see that one coming a mile away. He knew that was coming off the wall. They knew that shot was never headed towards net. He was all over it. Beat the last man. 3-0. Good night, Canberra Havoc. Destruction for them.
Well, the desk, Twitch chat all get what they want. Cringe Society versus Renegades in the semifinals. CJ was right, Achieves. There are script writers out there. We just don't know them. And Again, I'm going to echo the same sentiments I had after the Renegades match. This is exactly the kind of win you want if you're Cringe Society. You don't want to struggle against teams that you are expected to beat. You want to look your best because everyone else left in the semifinals looks their best.
Absolutely. And from a shaky 2.5 minutes in game one to I'm pretty sure what was after that 3 minutes of shutout or 3 games of shutout Rocket League, if I'm not mistaken. I don't believe Canberra Havoc found the back of the net for 15 minutes.
I think they got shut out for 3 straight games and maybe plus a couple minutes on top of that on Manfield night. We're headed to the semifinals, but get up, take a bathroom break, get some snacks. We'll have that for you after the break. Oh, what? Perfect sweep?
Yeah, they never scored.
We're going to break. Perfect sweep. Wow.